I want you to answer a question for me. It's a two-part question. Of course, after you like the video and subscribe, I want you to comment down below how long you've been stacking and what you think silver's price will be by the end of the year and why. I just want to get an idea on how long my audience has been stacking for and how bullish they are on silver. So please do that. I always think back to like when I used to post videos in 2015, 2016, 2018, and I would get all these comments from these guys that were so sure that silver would never hit $30 again, or that silver would never reach $50, or that I'm wasting my time. And then I wonder if those people are still around and what they think now. I always think about that because I always remember those guys. There was like a few that were so confident that this would never be happening, what's happening nowadays. But anyways, we're going to be covering how silver could make millionaires overnight. That is the title of this. And by the way, folks, if you wanted to purchase some of this shiny stuff, we have new specials. Right now, we have 1 ounce Asahi bars for $1.99 over spot, and we have 1 ounce gold rand bars, $60 over spot. So hit up info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Slayer sent you. If you want those specials, we have great prices on everything else as well. Junk silver, Eagles, we have it all. Info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Slayer sent you. Now, we're going to be going over this article titled Silver Shockwave, Record Demand, Vanishing Supply, Why the Coming Surge Could Make Millionaires Overnight. A historic supercycle is unleashing, industrial demand exploding, global supplies vanishing, and faith in fiat collapsing. Silver's next parabolic move will be the most spectacular price surge. You know how you hear those people, and I'm sure you might have even said it yourself, I wish I bought Bitcoin back in 2015 when it was 70 cents. That's the same type of situation that is occurring right now, except we're still in that time frame of when Bitcoin was 70 cents. Most people just weren't aware back then, and most people aren't aware now, but except for us. Right? We're the ones that people are going to be wishing knew what we know now. People are going to be wishing they could they could build a time capsule and go back to July 16th when silver was only $37, $38. You will be wishing someday that you could still pay $37 for an ounce of silver. Most people will be buying silver after it's already exploded. Not us. We are the 1%, less than 1% of the population owns precious metals. We are the lone wolves right now, but it will become more mainstream, and most people will be paying crazy prices. We say crazy prices, but it's really not that crazy when you look at how valuable silver truly is. But anyways, let's just move on. Silver is about to explode, and this time it's fundamental. I've always talked about this. I hate that S word, speculation. Why isn't silver's value going off fundamentals? Low supply, high demand pushes the price up. That is investing 101, and now we are finally getting to the fundamentals. For over 4 decades, silver has moved in cycles of long, frustrating consolidation followed by rapid, aggressive surges that repriced the market almost overnight. In the last 45 years, there have been 4 major periods of stagnation. The first lasted 20 years, the second 7, the third, post-COVID, hung on 4 years. Most recently, we've emerged from a new 12-month holding pattern. The trend is clear. The consolidation periods are shrinking, the liftoff phases are coming faster and with more force. And now we have this chart. The wait is over. You see this 20-year from 1980, from the Hunt brothers, obviously, cornering the market. And then you see this right here. It starts to go up from the 2008 credit financial crisis, all the stimulus, recession, depression, $50, 7 years of nothing, 4 years right when COVID happened. Then you see this, and now we see this huge upward spike. This is called a cup and handle, for like a 37-year cup and handle. This isn't random. Silver has always behaved this way. One moment it appears comatose, the next it tears through resistance with zero regard for consensus or forecasts. But what's about to occur now has no historical precedent. We are staring down the barrel of the most powerful move in silver's history, and this time, it's not rooted in hype or hope, but in raw, inescapable fundamentals. And by the way, this article was written today. This is fresh off the press. Relentless industrial demand is outstripping supply. The surge of silver demand from industrial and technological sectors has gone from strong to absolutely historic. Photovoltaic or solar demand is setting records year after year. In 2025 alone, nearly 180 million ounces are projected to be used by the solar industry, a staggering 14% of the total demand. There is no substitute for silver in photovoltaic cells. As governments race to meet zero net emission targets, this demand is non-negotiable and accelerating. Battery technology is moving in the same direction. Silver-based chemistries are being actively developed to enhance power density, recharge times, and conductivity. As electric vehicles and grid storage become dominant industries, silver's role becomes more critical, yet few grasp the magnitude of what this implies for silver supply chains. Meanwhile, silver's strategic applications in military and aerospace hardware are expanding rapidly. As global tensions escalate, defense budgets are being dumped into weapons systems, satellite surveillance tech, and communications hardware that quietly rely on silver as a critical component. These aren't price-sensitive buyers. They procure regardless of market conditions, putting even more pressure on already fragile global inventories. And actually, if you don't watch my channel, which I hope you do or should, there's some big news I've been covering. The LBMA silver inventories are at record lows. The LBMA is what is the price setting mechanism of silver spot price, and they are at record lows right now. Also, August 1st is a huge day for silver's potential, and that is because Trump is pushing 30% tariffs on Mexico and European silver imports. August 1st, pay attention to that day. We also have billionaires like David Bateman buying $1 billion worth of silver, making $1 billion bet against the dollar, and he put that in silver, and he actually took all of it to physical delivery and took a picture of it. Go check out that video as well. Also, check out the video I made recently about Russia now focusing on silver past couple of months, and China focusing specifically on silver, announcing it at the BRICS meeting that I covered on July 6th and 7th, and how India is now focusing on silver. That was most recent video. Folks, if you are not subscribed to my channel, you're missing out on a lot of stuff, because I doubt that everyone is covering all of the stuff that I am. They might cover some here and there, but I doubt that they're going to the lengths and the depths that I'm covering on a geopolitical scale, especially. So beyond these sectors, everything from 5G infrastructure to advanced robotics, hyperscale data centers, medical technologies, and precision electronics is devouring silver. We do not live in a copper world, we live in a conductive world, and silver sits at the top. The supply side is failing to keep up. While demand breaks new ground, supply is failing systemically and irreversibly. We're now in the 5th straight year of a structural supply deficit. The Silver Institute estimates a deficit of 117 million ounces for 2025. That is a very conservative figure. I would double that given the news we broke yesterday. And doubling that meaning because the Silver Institute doesn't even report military and aerospace. The DoD stopped reporting their silver inventories in 1995. In 1995 was the last time. Military industrial complex, it was like 2002 was the last time. Department of Defense was 1995. If you want proof, go to silverwars.org. It shows an entire timeline of the silver's important role in military, starting with FDR. So now we have this coming off the back of a 678 million ounces of net shortages from 2021 to 2024, a figure that has already gutted global above-ground inventories and left the market vulnerable to even the slightest supply shocks. Exploration budgets are down, ore grades are in terminal decline, new mines take 7 to 10 years just to reach production, and permitting is only getting more difficult. Add to that the threat of geopolitical instability in key mining regions from Latin America to North Africa. You've created a supply dynamic that is not just tight, but potentially catastrophic. And that's what I always mention is the I guess, severity of a silver shortage. And people sometimes get on me for this, but I don't think people are looking past the or I guess them making the pretty penny. But at what cost? Think about this. Yes, all of this makes silver skyrocket. That's when most people's brain shuts off. Oh, yay, I'm rich now. Or yay, silver did this, what I've been hoping. But at what cost? We still need silver for EVs. We still need silver for military. We still need, but where is it going to come from? If we're running out of it, what is Tesla going to cut down the amount of their production of Teslas per year? What? I mean, we use silver for satellites, drones, nuclear reactors, EVs, 5G towers, all of these different things that are essential, that are critical for the world to go round. But if we are running out of silver, then what does that mean? Yes, we make a pretty penny, but at what cost? That's going to be catastrophic. Zoom out further, and the macro environment is nothing short of explosive. Global debt levels are past any rational point of return. Central banks are trapped between inflation and insolvency. Fiat currency trust is eroding. Geopolitical conflict is more widespread and volatile than at any point in the last 50 years. The financial system is showing structural fractures, escalating banking crisis, failing bond markets. Rapid de-dollarization measures by emerging powers have transformed silver from a neglected metal into a monetary pressure valve. Investors who once saw silver as optional now see it as essential. When capital can no longer find safety in traditional instruments, it flees into reality, into tangible assets, into metal. Silver, with its industrial necessity and monetary heritage, is uniquely positioned to benefit from both panic capital and production-driven demand simultaneously. Conclusion, this is not a drill. Silver's next move isn't routine. It's not speculative. It's the result of physical imbalances, soaring demand, and crumbling trust in the artificial scaffolding of modern finance. This move won't be gradual. It will be violent. It will be fast, and it will leave most behind. The time for patience is over. The great revaluation has begun. Send this video to someone who doesn't understand why you stack silver. Tell them to watch all the way through, and if they still don't understand, tell them to never invest into anything in their entire life, because one, they don't understand the fundamentals of anything that has potential, and they don't understand the value of a dollar. Nothing makes as much sense as silver. That's why you see all the billionaires turning to silver. Not precious metals, silver. That's why you see all these countries turning to silver. That's why you see all the banks turning to silver. Citibank, or Citigroup, just made a video, or just posted an article yesterday. I covered it in my video today, depending when I post this video, saying silver in the next 6 to 12 months will hit $43+. But gold will actually decline down to like $25 or $2,500 in the next 6 to 12 months. So they're extremely bullish on silver, but they're extremely bearish on gold. That's Citibank. People are now understanding why silver is the new gold. Anyways, folks, I'm going to wrap this video up here. If you thought this video was educational, informational, at least entertaining, make sure to hit the like button. Comment down below the question I asked you in the beginning of this video, and make sure if you wanted to purchase some of this shiny stuff, send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Slayer sent you. Take advantage of the acai bars at $1.99 over spot, or whatever you want. We have a massive inventory. Make sure you do not get left out, because this is the time. I'm not saying that it will make millionaires overnight. It will make a lot of millionaires overnight, people that might have a lot of silver. Not saying it's going to make you a millionaire overnight, but it will make some people millionaires overnight. And who knows what the price could truly be. How could you compare an ounce of silver to the dollar when the dollar's lost 98% of its purchasing power and is rapidly declining? You can't really put a dollar, you can't really put a dollar amount on something that has real value. You can't put fake money into real money or determine the real money's value off of fake money's value. It doesn't work. You can try, but if you're even trying to compare the two, you're already at a loss. You already, you don't get it. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Thanks so much for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. Veterans, I also have something to link for you as well. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.